Howdy everybody, David Mitchell here, and my lovely fiance Valvaria, and Voice of Autism, episode 162. And today we are talking about families and relationship.
Okay, I know this was the hardest topic ever. So, what I know is we're going to discuss relationship first.
Mm-hmm.
So, we split into many parts, so it's going to be 6 parts, but we're not going to take this long anyway. But it depends on whatever on the topic. And first and foremost, before we start this live stream, we would like to give y'all instructions that rude comments, and especially those rude comments, are not relevant to the topic, is not tolerated and it's not allowed. We are promoting a safe place here, especially autism community is the most outspoken community in the universe anyway. Please, we are promoting a safe place here. So please not bury us, but understand that we speak a lot. So we promise to keep it more concrete. And if you speak a lot, but as much concrete, yeah, thank you. But not, we understand. And number 3, give a like, and likes is appreciated. And say hello, whoever you are, and feel free to comment the definitions of love and relationships. So first and foremost, we value relationship in here. And that goes for the first part, which is a definition of self-loving. So what is self-love? So relationship starts first and foremost from yourself. Okay, so I'll give y'all the definition based on the dictionary. So self-love is regard for one's own well-being and happiness, and rather than a narcissistic characteristic. It's not a narcissistic characteristic, by the way. So when people say, oh, why do you think so much of yourself? Well, it's nothing bad to think about yourself, because first and foremost, you can never love other people like your family, like your loved one, like your special love, like your friends, like your colleagues, if you don't know how to take care of yourself. That's a paradigm of life there, okay? So how do we do self-love here? It's a fine there. Okay, by the way, it's a side note between being selfish, and I know this came into my attention that selfish is the new selfless, and there's a fine line between being selfish and being greedy. Okay,
that's true.
Being greedy is like you don't share your good news, you don't share what you want, what you have, especially that is kind of that is a spare that you wish to give but you can't, because you don't like to do it, you don't simply like to do it. But they're selfish. I know selfish is a bad word until we heard selfish is a sign for you to fix yourself, listen to your health, listen to your mental health, listen to your heart, and listen to your own spiritual self. There's the reason why people, in my perspective, there's a reason why people are very, very depressed, because um they don't give themselves love. They don't left for themselves on love. So please left something for yourself when it comes to love. You don't give everything to other people. I know, don't get us wrong, okay? You have to take care of yourself first and foremost, okay? You have to take care of yourself and foremost, because number one, other people will come and go.
That's true.
And other people will pretend. That will be on that. We will be very honest. We'll be very blunt on that. And we learned the harder way that we have to give something for ourselves, like treat ourselves something special. And yeah, that goes in the part 2, which is valuing them. How do we value that kind of self-love? It is very simple. Take care of your health. Take care of yourself by indulging yourself what you like. Diverse into your activity that you love. It's either you do your hobbies, it's do your homework, and improve productivity.
And do what motivates you. Isn't that right, baby?
Yeah. And valuing self-love. No, it has nothing to do with being greedy. Oh yeah, being greedy is like what I said last time. You don't share yourself to other people. I mean, it's okay not to share. It's okay not to share with other people if you don't feel doing it. Don't
Mm-hmm.
ever force yourself. Don't ever force yourself to share with other people about your especially um some things that make you uncomfortable sharing it. And please do not overshare. Don't overshare your stuff. That's a metaphor. You know what I mean. Don't
Mm-hmm.
ever share other private things. Don't ever share that to other
Mm-hmm.
people that you don't really literally know. You share it to the ones who knew you very well. That's a side note there, but
Mm-hmm.
that's also a way of valuing yourself, valuing your self worth. That's valuing your self worth. You don't act like you're greedy. It's just like you know what's your worth. That's also a way of self loving. You take care of your self worth, your dignity, and of course, maintaining your integrity. You're not there like
Mm-hmm.
giving your all, giving all stuff. No. Giving your private info to other people you don't know, it ain't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, it's gonna take your privacy taken away.
That's so true, and my fiance is right about that. And some autistics, they don't have that much education when it comes to relationships, and they do make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them learn from the hard way, but some of them get lucky, is like me and my fiance Belle.
And that goes to the third part, which is relationship. So if you know how to love yourself properly, it's time for you to transition to give it to your family, to your relatives, to your colleagues, to your friends, and to your special loved ones, and to the haters. So savoring the relationship's worth is something that is has to do with respect, understanding, maintaining integrity, and being honest and being courageous by understanding their flaws. Flaws. Okay? Not a dental floss anyway. So yeah, family's love. So how would you give love to your family? Like, this is a Filipino tradition that we greet them with bless. We bless our parents and we say how you feeling. Sometimes people are not sociable or reserved can even say hi. It's okay, we respect you as long as there's a
Mm-hmm.
communication with family. A family's love is maintained with proper communication.
And understanding and treating people equally.
Yup. I know, not to offend, I am an FO. I've never been I've never been in a rebellious habit ever since growing up from for me my personal experience growing up from a middle class family or in a working family. Even if we had this up on and off on and off communication, um there's a silence is very strong for us. Like, if y'all if y'all know what I mean, you know, my family is workaholic and they work hard for us to be very strong. But in spiritual aspects, it taught us to be more patient and to widen our understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I'm much different from my other siblings, I tended more to be more a leader like type of person since I grew up used to be multitasking, studying in two kinds of schools, the mainstream and the special school. Especially, I got this upbringing from a special school,
Mm-hmm.
experience as a student in a special school. I mean, that's a plus. But what my family taught me is to conquer my fear and keep an open mind and develop a thick skin. And sometimes families would misunderstand each other because of the differences. Because the family dynamic is not in harmony, that doesn't mean y'all gonna be doing that forever. But if that persisted, if that kind of toxicity persisted, y'all gonna be ending up having a broken family. I hope that won't happen. I know there's no such thing as perfect family, but if y'all gonna communicate together, if y'all gonna share like you're gonna share your achievement to your family members. Hey, I won a scholarship. I won a contest, and I'm gonna get like graduated. Yeah. Um, and gonna get graduated, and we're not gonna have ill feelings for our family members. I know we don't aim for perfection here, okay? If y'all gonna have a family, y'all never aim for perfection. Sometimes you're gonna get fuzzed up. But of course, especially if y'all have someone who has autism, y'all need to speak and communicate diplomatically with someone who has autism and understand. Open up yourselves to everything. That's one thing. That's a family's love right there, is um to let go of the ego, let go my ego, and
Ego my ego from Stranger Things.
Things.
Turn
Around.
around and tell her what you see.
That's the running story right there.
Yeah.
But anyway, family's love first and foremost is very important because this is my experience. I mean, this is my perspective. If I can love a family like crazy, like crazy, like you cannot get out, you cannot get out of your family, even if you're gonna do transition, then you will love other people. That's very true. Okay, and that will go to number two. That's your number two is relatives. This is a subtopic. Being close to your relatives is very important. Your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, these that came from your family side, and your in-laws. Um, the Based on my experience, my aunt from my father's side, when I was a kid, I was like a teacher's pet for her because I was the one who was given a lot of gifts, a lot of makeup, predominantly makeup. That's why I grew my love to do makeup, and yeah, that's in my childhood. I grew my love and passion for makeup because of my aunt from my father's side, who just passed away, who was already in God's hands in 2018. That's when my aunt, um, when my aunt, this is my aunt got in God's hands. It's already in God's hands. That made me cry hard when I was in school. And I supposed to do a voice lesson in preparation for my recital. But unfortunately, my voice teacher found out my voice is very deeper and she knows that something's wrong. So when I said my aunt just passed away, so she said, when she mentions the word mother, that because she is a mother, my aunt was a mother of a son who has autism too. So it really burst me into tears. So that's a love for my aunt right there, that she supports me for my passion and for my practical passion, which is my passion was makeup and languages, diplomacy, and then practical passion was music, which she knows right from the start when I was a kid that I did singing and everything like I love. That my aunt taught me to be more stronger, and my aunt taught me to work harder and never overwork. So, what is your side, by the way?
Well, I did went through a rebellious stage when I'm between 17 and through 20. I went through a rebellious stage
Mm-hmm.
because of going through a lot of changes.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, getting out of high school too. So it was a big change for me. And also, my mom, she is a good person, but she can be a hardhead, but in a good way. We do butt heads sometimes, but it's good. She is looking out for me and for my fiance. Isn't that right, babe? And it depends on who the parent is too. Like, a good family can understand everybody differences, and understanding everybody differences is good, but it's not easy. It can take a while, but eventually people will get around. Isn't that right, babe?
Yep. And I also have good relationship with my father, who supported my talent in singing. Because I didn't have any idea what life was about until when I got into singing.
Oh,
Excuse me.
Jason is messaging on his saying Jane it was goodwill.
Thank you. Thank you, Jason. But going back to the story, I don't know where I stopped, but father. Yeah, my father is really an independent guy, independent father I've ever seen in my entire life. He is a very, very hard working dad because, yeah, he works in the transportation. He drives taxi cabs, drives a Jeep, which is a national vehicle in the Philippines, and he works as a driver to deliver some products from my family business. And he does driving for other people for a while, and he know everything about the surroundings outside the house, especially the traffic flow. And that made me motivated to be more independent, especially in my commuting skills and my singing, and my spiritual aspects, to develop a thick skin. And that came from my father. He's a straightforward person, and he would even listen to my singing. And sometimes we misunderstood each other, and he's sometimes a good listener too. He's looking out for me, and he's looking out for my lovely fiance, and that goes for my mom. My mom and I had 50-50. She's, on the other hand, she's very straightforward, very hardworking, and a very affirmative mom. I know the reason why. Um, I mean, she's a military brat, by the way. My mom is a military brat because my grandpa was a military man, a military member in who serves in Davao City, which he stays until now. And that's what she learned, this kind of being loud and being soft at the same time. That's where I get from my mom, being loud, sometimes being soft, being sweet. And my mom is one of the supporting system. My dad and my mom all together is one of the most supporting system, especially in this relationship we had with Dave. And my mom sometimes will misunderstand me, and until she opens up her mind about everything that I've been through, I'm praying that she would realize that I can be very independent. I even ask my mom a lot of times, when gonna be independent, when I'll be free, when I'm gonna be free, because I wanna try my best to be independent, even if I'm autistic.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, recently we have this letting go of our excess baggage. That's one reason. That's a sign of strength. That's what we learned from the pastor. When you're crying, it's not a sign of weakness. I cried all the time to my mom. And to the point I almost gave up. And to be honest, one point, I know she's stressed, but most of the time she misunderstood me, especially when my aunts are at work. This is a time for us to be very aggravated, and we argue all the time, and until I cry and then let go of my anger. And she saw me that I'm gonna slit my wrist. Good thing I didn't, because yeah, she said like she's stressed out. She's just stressed out. Like, I didn't understand what she's saying. I didn't understand what she's doing. I mean, yeah, and yeah. I've been praying a lot that hopefully my mom and dad will be setting me free and to be more an independent woman. Because if I don't, what more if I am married? What more if I am with somebody who's loving me so much? And my mom is also supportive on our relationship,
Mm.
and that is really special. That will be reserved. That experience will be reserved for the next part after this part, which is our love. I mean,
Oh,
our relationship with the colleagues and friends.
oh,
So
baby, can I talk about?
going back,
My mom is a military brat too,
I know.
and I'll be honest. Your mom can be a little crazy, but she is a good and it's just that sometimes it can be a little. Isn't that right, babe?
She's like that. I understand her.
My mom is like that too, but every parent is in this way.
And my mom is also protective, especially to me. Unless it's for choir, for my passion, for study, she ain't care about it. She doesn't mind because she know that I can do it. But other than that, she has to ask. Of course, a mother will need to know everything. I understand her. Even if his mom's very protective, I respect them like crazy. But sometimes, take it easy. Back off for a while. We can do whatever we want, please.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's true.
that relative, of course, my aunt from my father's side is really special to me. I already shared that. My uncle is the other relative that I really love from my father's side too. My uncle is really kind, and he's the one who supported my singing too. And also, where did I get my singing? From my auntie, other auntie from my father's side, who is an entertainer in Japan. So I was adopted this kind of skill from her because she sings Japanese, English, and Filipino. But most of all, she wants to impress Japanese. So she sang Japanese songs. And that she passed away in 2005. And I was really sad about it. That my inspiration for my singing just got into God's hands. I mean, I really love them. So I have more on my father's side. But my mother's side, on the other hand, I have no hatred on them, okay? But they're very, very supportive on me. But we don't have enough communication. But my mom's cousin, my grandma's cousin, is really, really onto me and checks on me, looks on us. And my aunt, who I visited in California, is also a straightforward and blunt type of person. She is a second generation cousin for my mom, second degree cousin of my mom. And yeah, very funny. We sometimes called ourselves funny names. And yeah, I mean, my aunt is from my mother's side is very straightforward, but she looks out for me, and she's not that controlling freak. But she gave me freedom to open up and to say my side, my sad side, and she understands every situation I got into. So, what about you? How do you feel with what's your relationship with your relative and how's it going?
Well, the relationship with my relatives, it's pretty good. Like, it's pretty hard because I did had a couple relatives die since I started high school. It's been hard for that,
Mm-hmm.
but little
What?
foot better. But we get through, and some of my family is coming to our wedding, and also some friends.
That is gonna be on the latter part. That's the most important thing, like closure. Yeah.
Mhm,
And by the way, so your relatives will be coming too. Okay,
mhm.
gotcha. So what about let's proceed to our relationships amongst our colleagues, let's say from your high school, from your college. I mean, yeah, for your is high school. So I give you the question. So how do you feel when you go to your when you're dealing with your relationships with your colleagues?
Well, I do have a couple good high school friends still, and I do have. Can I cuss it one out, babe?
Go.
I do have an asshole coworker that I went to high school with. I'm not saying his name, but he like put in the work on me and everybody else. Well, he go flirt with girls and goof all like a teenager. And I went to high school with him, and I know how he act. And I found out from his uncle didn't at his first job, he got fired from his last job for doing the same stuff. So yeah, I know how he acts. But that a coworker that I'm not friends with that I went to high school with. And also I do know some of my old high school teachers that I have a good relationship with. So yeah. And I know my old middle school teacher is a principal at the high school in Hollywood, South Carolina, but it's only 5 minutes from here. So that's very close.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
But yeah.
Well, I have lots of good relationship with not so good relationship with high school friends because like I said, I got bullied in high school. But yeah, I have a good relationship amongst the students much younger than me since I had a younger sister in my family. Well, I got a good relationship also with my good professional relationship with my teachers too. The teachers are the reason why that I want to open up my mind to everything and open up to myself to reality. But that takes time. But yeah, I don't have a lot of friends much in high school because I wasn't that talkative. So of course they will take advantage of me because I'm being autistic. And yeah, of course, colleagues, not specifically colleagues in schools, but I have friends from college whom I met in several organizations, student organizations, in other departments like accounting department. Shout out there to my accounting department classmates out there. Hello, y'all graduated. Thank you. Congrats in belated advance.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it started to blossom my friendship, my connections with in that time when I was college. As a music student, you have to establish connections with your classmates, your blockmates. We call it ourselves blockmates because that will be your classmates forever and ever. You will be classmates forever until y'all gonna have separate ways because of your major. So I connected with people and then people in the college department, in music department, and then we sometimes, of course, we misunderstood each other then because we're young until we got into third year. We got to know each other realistically, and they're very helpful and they talked to me and I greeted them because that's my way of greeting them. I greeted them because that's their way, my way of getting to know them if they're okay. I know they're stressed out. We respect that. I'm also stressed out too. So majority of my batchmates graduated and me, my other classmate, and the other classmates were the only ones who were not graduated in my batch. So I have a good relationship also to my choir colleagues outside my school and inside the college. So I have this, sorry to say, I have experienced bad conflicts with some of the choir members. It's either they don't understand me or simply because from me being autistic in which I got hurt. But at the end of the day, I'm just being civil here. I would understand them and just keep a humble heart. And that motivated me to work hard until I got my church scholarship. I think that's a blessing for me being humble and being a hard worker. I think God gave me a blessing to be a scholar until now, but I'm currently on hold and on leave of absence, by the way, if y'all ask me. And of course, I have good relationships with my college choir members and with my community choir member. And my community choir members, they're very open and they're very supportive about my advocacy and my ministry in the autism community, in which they loved it because I have this choir members who are doctors. They're both into doctoral rather. They're both doctors in hospital, and one of them is working for autistics, and we met in an event where I sang, dealing with coughs, dealing with colds, and even dealing with sore throat. And yeah, he gave talks about autism. Like, wow, both of us have a strong connection when it comes to autism ministry, in which I want to give back to those community, to these colleagues I've been working for, serving in an autism community and promoting autism community to those people who don't understand about autism amongst the colleagues that I've been working with. So the next is, how do you deal with haters?
For me, I block them out or try to make them look bad or to ignore them entirely or try to see why they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But there are multiple ways you can approach it. Like, there are probably people who are hating because you're doing better than them, or that they are just so frustrated with their life or having a hard time, they want to take it out on someone. But yeah, it depends on who it is and how you tackle it.
And okay, we deal with haters could be there's something missing in them. Like they look at other people who achieve so much success in a bad light. Okay? Like this person, like I have also insecurities myself, but yeah, I hate this person because this is good, but I realize that I have to work hard for it. Yeah? And I deal with haters because they did it out of jealousy. Because they said, "Oh, I'm so good." Okay, I'm good, but I'm not perfect. We are not perfect, guys. If people hated somebody, I know people hate someone because there's missing in their heart. That's being more contented.
Mm-hmm.
And insecurities are normal as long as it doesn't go up to jealousy and to doesn't go up to blackmail, blah blah blah, people like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I deal haters by commenting back diplomatically. I deal with that at one point, and he knew it, right?
Mm-hmm. That's so true. And we both experienced blackmail.
Mhm.
Like, we both experienced it.
And his mom came to comment about it, and she said this, that many people will hate you, but continue to do what you like, continue what you love. And haters are reasons why I am being the strongest version of myself.
Same with me.
So, anyway, how does this work to clear up this misunderstanding? It is already explained, but we will give you one bits of it. So, misunderstandings came in and out, comes out and go by analyzing what this person's saying. Maybe this person didn't understand. Maybe this person didn't know how to open up. And maybe this person doesn't know exactly what they mean, what you mean to them. Okay? And the technical side here is simply, like I said, communicate, analyze every word and the problem. And the problem that the things that y'all misunderstood with. And what is this? Chop it into pieces. Like, for example, why does this person hate you? What does this person hate you for?
Mm-hmm.
And have to think about it. Since this person didn't know about you in the first place, you'll have to think, who loves you the most?
Mm-hmm.
You love yourself. You love yourself. God loves you. Your friends loves you. Your family loves you. And that hater, that has nothing to do with you. You have to remember that.
Mm-hmm.
People who love you has something to do with that. Because, yeah, people love you for who you really are. That's number one. You have to always remember, people will hate you, but your loved ones out there will love you back. Many people will hate you, but don't think that you're empty and worthless, because you're not. There are a lot of people who will love you and will make you feel better about yourself. Always remember that. So that goes in the most highlighted part of this live stream, and that is finding the right one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to spill the beans, but we ain't spilling the beans that way. Lord.
Oh, you got it good, baby.
Lord. Come on. All right, so this is a very sensitive yet very intimate yet personal. But we're praying that this will last.
Yes, that is so true. We are.
Anyway, so we would like to. I'm praying so hard. Sorry we take this long, but this is the very scariest part. Yeah. So how are you gonna start? So we started back 2016.
We met each other back in 2016, and we did not start dating until 2017.
And that's your gesture to gave me a special necklace way back April 10th, 2017. And that's the time that I was a little bit reserved. I was so hesitant because I was not that focused enough on that dating thing. And my experience, like when I got you, it's just like, okay, gotta click away, okay. And you added me on your Facebook, and I was your first Facebook friend to be on your friends list.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'll never forget, I'll talk to you later. And what I did is to analyze that line, talk to you later. It's either because you're shy and you're reserved, or you just came from a time that you're rejected by somebody.
And for me, I was rejected about 3 times by our girls. And then another time, I waited too long for a person that I had a crush with, and then I found out that they started dating someone else. I waited too long, and I was going to ask them. She still might be a BFF, but at the time I had a crush on her, and I took her out to prom. Me and her are still friends, and I was going to ask her the night of prom to be my girlfriend, but I waited too long, and that backfired. And she had a friend down in Florida with also autistic, that was another autistic person, and he asked her to be his girlfriend. So that was back when I was 17 and my friend was 18. I was a year younger, and I waited too long, but it was a good thing because I found you, Val.
And my experience, also my history, was I also on a online dating with this Ukrainian guy that I've met in an autism festival. So both of us were not official yet, and yeah, I was in this like my heart's like pouring out to the Ukrainian guy. We chatted, but it's not like love, but we do it for platonic love. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's platonic love, and that doesn't mean I replace him to this Ukrainian guy. It's just that I chatted with him like a special friend, but it came out until and it lapped and it's overlapped while our relationship as girlfriend boyfriend going on. Like I was really hesitant because I'll be honest. At that time that I got your gift from me, for me is April 10th, and I adopt this Ukrainian culture to if you got his gift, your suitor's gift, that means you officiated the relationship, and I said yes. You remember that?
Yes, I remember.
And I got to the point that I was in the confusion stage. Then I wasn't ready for the relationship because I really want to enjoy single life at that time. I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. And your mom at one point messaged me. I'm sorry, baby.
It okay?
Like she messaged me because I posted this article about being single in my language by this website that I've always visited, and yeah, that she thinks that I want to give you up. I mean, she understands that because we are not into relationships before. We don't have
Mm-hmm.
history of girlfriend boyfriend
Mm-hmm.
thing. It is our first.
Yep.
And yeah, it was a complicated situation for me because first and foremost, I was in this plan to go back to school, and I was pursuing my singing career, and I was full time prioritizing singing career. And while being in this relationship, this girlfriend boyfriend, I talked to this Ukrainian guy. We did some stuff like a girlfriend boyfriend do until he ended up. He told me exactly September 6th during my recording for a Sion event. I was in the focus to focus more on my choir, but this Ukrainian told me that it's complicated, so that means he doesn't. He want to stop this kind of relationship. I think this is platonic love, but he thinks like he has special feelings for me, and this person.
Mm-hmm.
But um, yeah, but I was able to like I was crying out loud like, am I doing it correctly? Am I doing it wrong? And yeah, my mom didn't know what happened. I was just crying.
Mm-hmm.
Like I professed my love for this Ukrainian guy before I got you.
And I did the same too.
And yeah, we're in a good term, but not that much. Is with this Ukrainian guy. He's also autistic, and he is friends with my fiance.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's true.
My fiance has no bad feelings for him though.
I know.
And before I got you, this Ukrainian guy was also the reason why that I avoided myself to be more insecure and feel good about myself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he is the reason why that I opened up my mind to be more independent. And you got me. You're the one who's taking over. And I didn't expect the support you gave me. And I never had that kind of love when I was in high school or college. I was totally a hermit. That metaphor. And
Yeah, and I went with a hermit too at one point too.
yeah, and that's one commonality that me and my lovely fiance had is both of us we undergone a lot of rejections and bullying, but now we are already we found each other. And by the way, if y'all ask us where's this dating site that we got into, it's Spectrum Singles.
Mm.
And it was introduced in this Autism festival when I got into, and I tried it and I got him.
Mm-hmm. And I found Jane when I was looking up dating advice on YouTube, and I jumbled on about it, and I found that by YouTube. That's how I found it. And our fate was sealed right there by Spectrum Singles.
Mm-hmm. And at first, in our first year of relationship, I didn't have any idea what it takes to be a girlfriend and a boyfriend. What girlfriend? Because I told him, to be honest, I may not be the best girl, but if you're happy, I'm happy too.
You're the right girl for me, babe.
And like, really?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's another commonality we have. We are into arts. I'm into performing, and he's into arts, into drawing.
Mm-hmm. For you people who are probably new, but for people who been around since my YouTube channel began, and from when I started doing vlog series, I did drawings of my lovely fiance Val. For people who remember from my vlogs back from 2017 and 2018, and early 2019, and early 2020. Like, it's been almost a year since I did my last drawings, but see the one that I started doing drawings of. Now, I do have them drawing of other people that I did before then, and of arts of, but see one that I mostly drawed.
And this is another thing that comes into my mind, like, what is relationship to me? Of course, and during our first year of relationship, we tended to slowly open up ourselves and what we're doing, even if we're living in a long distance relationship. And by the way, We live in a long distance relationship. I was in the Philippines focusing on my
Hmm.
studies and my choir.
And I was here in the U.S. trying to start finding jobs and stuff. I tried doing college, but I got cheated out of it back in 2017. About a couple months after we started dating, I got cheated out of doing college. Like we were supposed to get a Pell Grant for me, but it did not went through, and everything went wrong because we kind of got a little scammed by the school and sub, which was not right. And then in 2018, I started local rehab or job training and started working on that. Then I got my first job a couple months after that. Took almost a few months off. Then I got let go from that job after a month because the job was changed and added, and found out that they were using me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I waited a whole year until the beginning of 2020 for my second job. I It's ironic because my first job took advantage of me, and I was not getting paid that much at my first job. This job, I was getting paid double, even though this and their job was part time. This one, I got paid for a lot more by $3 more, and at my original job, I usually got $100 a week because we got a paycheck every week, but at this job we got two paychecks a month, which every 2 weeks, and they are between. I'm not going to give the rate of it, but it's between 3 to 500, depending on how many hours we work, and it's getting good because I got better pay from because I work at Walmart. I get better paid there than I did at my original job. So I got a better job.
And myself, I'm a student, so I'm the opposite of him. I never work in the Philippines until since 2015. I never ever had even a single part-time work in the Philippines. I ain't had a job, even one work. Because yeah, my mom's very overprotective, but to me, it's a need for me to support myself, especially I'll be paying for extra fees like books, like for my gadgets, and also for my music related materials like minus ones, like accompaniments, also the music sheets, in which me and my mom had argued about.
Ooh, there were one thing I forgot to say, and I also do journalism classes for the Autism News Network.
Oh yeah.
That was one thing I forgot to mention on my area, so sorry about that.
Now you're fine. But going back, so I'll be gonna rewind, okay, a little. So my part, I never worked like him. He worked. Yeah, he worked, but I didn't. I'm the opposite. I studied. I got out of college when I was 21. Way back 2017 to 2018, I got my college scholar in my church. After it is under the endorsement of the former pastor who is now based in Dayton, Ohio. So um, in this church where I served for 4 years, called Union Church of Manila, the pastor, who happened to be Pastor Steve, gave me an endorsement by telling me that I'll have to talk to the missions and benevolence. It was under Tita Ophelia. Hi, Tita Ophelia, you're great. I hope you're watching. And yeah, I wrote. My mom didn't know that I wrote a letter that it would take me months to wait. Actually, 1 week to 2 weeks. But regularly they process it for 1 month or two. While I processed my readmissions in the College of Music, I did also the scholarship too. So it approved, and we do communication by submitting the assessment form to them, and I'm gonna give them the receipt. And it's very special. Since I'm a late enrollee, my mom had a contribution to pay $500, 500 pesos, or $10 for the late enrollment fee because I'm a late enrollee at the time. So I'm in a certificate program, and I originally have to shift from diploma in music performance to a bachelor of education major in special education, in which this is my original course I wish to take when I was in first year. When I was 17 years old. I really want to take up education because that's the easiest and that's the best for me as a person with autism and a self advocate. So the dean of music said I have to finish my music first, and then after that I can go on with special education. Okay. So life goes on, and he knew that I'll be back to school.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the most challenging part, that me and my mom had a fight. Me and my mom had a fight that
There we go.
me and my mom had a fight about me settling with him, in which is really hard, especially for myself, that I don't know about relationship, I don't know about marriage, I don't know about relationship, because I was really focused on myself a lot. I was very career driven. I was a hardworking student at that time, but I wasn't able to get a job. And yeah, I was supposed to have a job also in 2018, but my mom insisted that I don't need to take a job, but I am disheartened because I really want to finance myself for the relationship and for the marriage. But sad to say, I didn't make it. I didn't have the proper finances, and which is a very important also for an independent person like me. But there's this one point that I said to him that I really want to go to college, and he said he can help, and yeah, and it take me 3 school years to realize, but good thing after a lot of fights with my mom that yeah, I really have to finish my college first, but unfortunately, I didn't finish, but I'm currently on my LOA, which is leave of absence. At that time, 2019, actually 2018, I really fight for the right to study and finish my schooling, but good thing I partially completed for my certificate program by having a recital, which is a lower budget recital that I budgeted myself out of this tally fee that I have, which is $120 from my gig in Bulacan. And it's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And I spend that. You ask me where do I spend $120? I spend it on the token for the pianists, for the teacher, for the of course, and for the help for the usherates. Of course, I forgot to give them, but I'll try my best to give them back. And the rehearsal hall was waived because we don't have much time. And invitation.
Here.
And of course, it was very special for me that I did it on myself. It's very special. Yeah, but going back, I was in this stage of doubt when it comes to the relationship because I really want to think of myself a lot. I have to know more about myself. I have to find myself. I have to find my inner voice. But while doing that, I encourage him, and he felt happy when he saw me that I'm posting a lot of stuff on Facebook, and that's my way of communicating with him too.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean.
And yeah, me and my mom had a conflict. I really want to keep moving forward and have my completion partially done, and I have only one subject left, only one term left, and that I'll be having a certificate. That's original plan. But she told me that I'll be here in the US, and I came in the US December 14th, and which my original plan of going to South Carolina should be on January, which is after Christmas and New Year. That will be processing the marriage, but it didn't happen due to the fight and the conflict that
that happened, and also so what happened back in January.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can say
you gotta remember when I hit that rut mode, and you did block me for about a week.
Yeah.
And because of your mom, and because of the rut that week, but we made it through, and you unblocked me, and We started talking again.
And I was so hesitant at that time. I was afraid to love because I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to hurt people again. But it didn't. It's not bad at all, to be more honest. And it was way back on March that I was so distant. I was so distant to my mom, and I was always into him. I listen. He's the one who listens to my sad feelings, sad frustrations, and I realized that crying is a sign of strength.
That's so true right there.
And at that time, when we were in North Charleston, which is the most scariest place,
Can I say it?
go.
I tried talking to her twin brother about North Charleston because that area of Charleston is dangerous, and he put her and her mom in a dangerous area in a hotel that left pretty sketchy. I did take night with them. We were about to stay a second night, but we moved to another hotel, and we stayed that night in the hotel. And then at morning or not morning in the afternoon, I went home, and you guys stayed at the hotel, and I called for Uber to take them back to the airport before they can head back to California. I did not call it on time. I was a little late because can I say it? Some idiot hit the power lines outside, causing a power outage during the nighttime hours. And I used to do an old fashioned alarm clock because power went out, and because it was one that you plugged up to the wall. When power went out, it reset it, and I ended up waking up late with you calling me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cut right here. I almost fucked up.
I know.
But luckily, I was able to call and got you to an Uber. So that was good.
And probably I didn't have problems with being with him, but I have more problems with my mom because, yeah, she felt like I did something bad, but to me, it is very important to open up. It's bad. It's not bad to cuddle each other, especially when we're about to get engaged at the time. So at that time, we were proposed twice. Way back in 2018, July 23rd. We proposed virtually, but I felt I was so shy. But he did it in the name of love. Like, okay. Like, I'm just okay. But no assurance there. But when I got to, when y'all saw his video about me proposed in person in the Raymond Lane, that time I was shouting. I'm like, my heart shouts crazy at that time. And like, yeah, we did it. And we're proposed both virtually in person and in person. And yeah, but before that happened, I really wanted to. We took so for 2 days we call it like the cool off. We didn't totally broke up. We totally cool off because it's all complicated, and I don't know if that I didn't know that it's either he's doing something wrong or my mom's pushing it so much. But to me, if he cannot make it there, if he cannot make it to a certain place that I wanted him to go to, I respect him. That's a sign of love there. But yeah, it's just an overwhelming experience that this is my relationship. This is your relationship too. And I hope moms will back off a little. But yeah. I mean, I felt overwhelmed and I felt confused. Excuse me. I felt a little confused because of what happened. Me and my mom had a fight. Again, like I said, me and mom had a fight. But I had no problem with him. And at that time when my mom got home to my home country, me and him have talks about me going here for the second time. I supposed to go there in September, but I wasn't prepared.
And because of the coup.
Yeah, and I originally have to go back to the Philippines because I have to be originally have to be checked if I'm healthy, and
then everything got locked down.
Yes. So my mom decided to give me the freedom to come here to South Carolina and see if it's still working. And There's some parts that me and your mom misunderstood each other,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just the start to begin. It's just the beginning because it's kind of different. And so at that point, him and his mom had a long discussion about what's gonna happen if
Can I drink some water, babe?
they don't. They had lots of talks about future plans on what it looks like if I got here, and lots of things coming up for me too. Because when my mom left for my home country, the Philippines, I decided to reflect on myself a lot. That is being channeling being a wild child by binge watching movies, do recordings, and do virtual choirs because I know that I it won't. There's some certain environments I won't experience here in South Carolina. I know it's I'm not being judgmental.
Oh, and find out you did see snow, but not up close, but from a distance.
That's last year.
Yeah, when you went to visit your family in
Nevada,
and you seen white up with snow from the mountains from a distance.
Fast forward it. I'm talking about the experience when my mom left and you changed the topic.
Oh, that right. Sorry, babe.
No, you're fine. But yeah. But going back to what I'm talking about, me and my mom had a bad conflict. But I think it is God's calling that me and my mom had to cool off, call it quits, and distance from each other. But she's still calling with my aunt for something, blah blah blah. But I prioritize what I wanted to do. Singing, recording, because that won't happen if I am here already. In which I felt that I will not do it every day because of the environment. And it's much different in California, much different here. So yeah, when I got a month before I got here, me and my aunt had talks about am I having a place in this am I having a place at work trying to find love? Because I've also doubts that your mom might be ferocious, maybe vicious, might be very kind of I'm sorry to say if I say it, I'm sorry to say she might be very bad or something.
Well, she was not. She is sweet person with you got to meet and see.
And way back when we got here on October 4th, I ended my California living on October 4th, and I fought. I did it in the name of love. I starved myself, and my mom realized that I was the most strongest girl that she would ever seen. Being alone and had no money, I rely always on my aunt, and I have to pay my baggages. I have to pay my sequence travel destination, and good thing it went well after um 4 hours to 5 hours of sorrowful agony, emotional in the airport. But
which will be honest, if we are train supporters, not for airlines. Isn't that right, babe?
That's yours. But he knew what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And probably, do you want to say something what y'all talked about before I told y'all that I'll be here? Before I got here, what did you and your mom have talked about? Are you okay with that? Do you want to say it?
We would talk about how we were going to prepare for when you got here to Charleston, South Carolina, and something we were nervous that you might have gotten on the wrong plane, and we would talk and make it sure nothing went wrong.
But before that, I mean, what your plans before I got here?
Oh.
What are your long discussions that you and your mom did? Like,
well, one of the plan is we are still working on is for the tiny house, which that's something we're still working on, and we got to put it back because of the wedding and all the costs of the wedding. We got most of the costs for the weddings already worked with. It's just that for the building, I'm paying half, and one of the other people are helping it paying half, and the DJ will be paying. That will be the only thing. Everything else we're actually getting for free.
yeah, so like what y'all discussed about, like your mom told me that we're supposed to go to Tennessee, but it's
But
just a plan. And what?
yeah, the plan because I would love for her to see Tennessee because I've been up there. If you gotta remember from my video blog from a year ago back in 2019,
Mm-hmm.
we went we went up there for my sister's birthday, and it was fun up there. And I would love for her to experience it. And I'm just praying for God it snows this year.
And also, I talked to your mom. I made a video call with your voice call with your mom during her birthday. That if she before we got married, because we will not get married until both parents are agreeing to a certain point that both of us are gonna get married. Because I know some parents would need to know more, while some parents are really happy, like your mom.
Mm-hmm.
That's a rare find. I told your mom, I asked her blessings for both of us to get married. And before that, she discussed this agreement that both of you and me and your mom talked about. And she said, number one is for your, I'm not, do you want me to say it?
You can.
As for his disability, in which I respect, and one of the reasons why that he cannot move to other states like California is because number one of his disability and of his work at Walmart, and he is an essential worker like my sister is in the Philippines. So, with that, I respect him and his family. I don't want them to suffer, and I said this to myself: I would rather suffer a lot than my fiance. He suffers a lot, so I want to suffer. I would rather suffer a lot when it comes to that.
We would both do it together.
Yeah. But yeah. Me and your mom get sat down, rendezvous in a video call, and she said, I asked her blessing, and she said yes. I talked to my mom properly about the blessing, and they said yes too. So that makes both yes. However, my heart is still on the wild child side. So months later, I came here. I mean, before I came here to Charleston, it takes me courage to to miss flights to Charlotte.
Which you missed the flight because of short haul. And can I say that? I don't support short haul flights. That reason why I support trains because short haul flights.
It's another thing. But yeah, but with the plan of taking us to Tennessee, it like with autism group is for us it's not a good idea because we don't have privacy. Yes, we have a group of people with the same thing, but we don't have privacy. And second, we need to stable ourselves financially. And me and him had talks before I got here, one in August and one in September. And you've talked about like our future plans to work on ourselves independently and the tiny house.
Yep.
And the week before I got here, I got myself to stay calm and I never get excited. I never get anxious, but I'm just gonna be plain Jane, me. And yeah, my mom and I had communications while in the airport when she found out that I'm running out of money. So the reason why because I don't have anything but cash.
And then your mom tried calling me to send money.
And my aunt.
But your aunt intervened and did that for you. Yeah,
so first and foremost, if y'all ask me how many times did I miss flight to Charlotte, it's not a short haul, but the short haul is going to Charleston from Charlotte. So I missed 3 flights already. So the first one's for 5 a.m. or 6 or 7, and the third time is a charm. So my aunt paid for the baggage, and while myself, out of the allowance, I paid the $208 for the arrangement because I made the wrong destination, which is Charleston, because there are a lot of Charlestons out there. There's Charleston, West Virginia, and there's Charleston, South Carolina. And I made a big mistake. And good thing my aunt came here hours after crying and scourging myself, hungry and crazy. I came up to the airport and fly to Charlotte. And while flying to Charlotte, I was crying so bad. I starved myself, so I eat a lot of biscuits out there, and it's fun. But yeah, so when I got to Charleston, I was just tired and sad because I don't know what is gonna happen. And
But we were already there waiting on the airport for you.
and I told him that you don't wait for me at 3 p.m. Just do your work, finish your work, and yeah,
Hmm.
because I'll be very very late. And me and your mom and you had talked about the plans for the possible marriage, which is
Hmm.
done. And I suppose to tell you that we have a prenup agreement that we would have to make before marriage, but now we're already in the marriage stage, and we have the postnup agreement, which is, um, yeah, which is very very straightforward. So since you want to share our postnup, so postnup marriage that we want to do is be ourselves, continue to be ourselves, never skip our dreams. Like he has into journalism and I'm into college. I want to continue my studies. Since it's a pandemic, it's going to be online.
Hmm.
And to take care of our health. And we would probably go on a gym membership
Hmm.
if my papers will be processed. Oh, I'm not going to tell down the line, but that's that.
Hmm.
That's that. But um, if our marriage license will be well submitted. It's gonna. I hope it's gonna be approved. Finally, we approved it like crazy.
And we finally got the marriage license.
Yep. And by the way, before we got into that marriage,
can I say it?
Okay.
Ironically, we got the marriage license on Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, a bad luck day, but it was kind of lucky for us.
Yeah. We're very mysterious anyway. So going back, so our post-nup plans is to be ourselves and pursue our dreams. He's into journalism or he's gonna go to college, either of that. And I'm gonna go to college to pursue special education and diplomacy. And of course, I would like to have a stable job. And of course, to support myself technically. And um and of course to learn how to drive. That's number one. I want to learn how to drive too. And post-nup agreement for both of us is to work our butts off to the gym because both of us are obese, which is not really good for a young couple like us. So it inspired us, probably. I'm sorry. I always me. It inspired us to work it out on our health after my mom and his mom had an awareness that some of my family members passed away because of the health problems. And of course, part of the health aspects to work out and to lose heavy weight of a bachelor's weight. I call it we will lose bachelor's weight. We call it the bachelor's weight because we're singles before. So we're gonna be more healthy and mental health wise. We want to continue to be more mentally healthy. Our mental health will continue to get more good health.
And more physically healthy too.
Because first and foremost, health is wealth. Because in the future, we will teach our future kids to do the same thing. And we've been through hell when it comes to health. So we want to be more the strongest version of ourselves after marriage. And we would like to pursue our dreams, especially myself, that I never had this thing that you have. Like y'all sharing and you have opportunities in your job. And myself, besides singing, I really want to pursue opportunity to do modeling and into photo shoots too, because I want to be more photogenic. And whereas for both of us, we need to focus more on our weight loss. And
well, good news is that we've been losing weight.
Yeah, and of course, we will continue to open up ourselves once we get into the tiny house. And we would like to establish our productivity there in the tiny house and learn ourselves how to cook, learn ourselves how to clean, and we learn ourselves how to drive. Because not all the time people who will drive for us today will be driving for us for a couple of years. It ain't gonna work. So we really want to work on our independence by also consulting a psychologist, also, and a guidance counselor too, and we maintain our spiritual support. And what about you? What are your post-nup agreements for both of us?
For to work hard and try to inspire our people in our community and to show everybody that autistic people we can do anything that we can when we put our mind to it.
And also, if he has his own advocacy and I have my own advocacy, that we are targeted to target audience. I mean, you have a target audience, and I have my own target audience. We will establish ourselves. Sometime, some other point that we could share together what love has taught us in the couple of years of our relationship. Start from being girlfriend boyfriend to a married couple, and of course, we want to work on our image because image appearance like crazy. We want to more focus more on self improvement since both of us came from our parents custody, so it's not in our blood that we are independent. We weren't able to be independent because we're, especially you were used to be in your parents custody, and I'm used to my parents custody. So both of us will be very very open to be more independent, establish an open mind to be independent. Of course, we learn some. We never stop learning. Know what I mean, baby?
That's so true.
So, by the way, and also, what is your post-nup plans for us?
I actually already said it.
You mean your mom told you too that we're gonna have a stable job and we work our individuality too, and we are there for each other. We protect each other, spread our words, and yeah. What relationship that we had has taught us? So number one, we are very open-minded, and number two, we listen to our inner voices, and number three, getting into our flaws and how to accept them because we're not born perfect, and making them to feel good about make each other feel good about ourselves, which we did. But of course, we learn how to admit our flaws, and we treat each other safe. Um, Getting to know our hobbies, our interests, our profession, our family dynamics and upbringing, which I knew y'all about your dynamics in a family. And of course, a true love will never came from ourselves alone. It should be coming from our families. Your family, my relative, your relative, and those closest to us. And that's one reason that we need to carefully invite people who knew our relationship very, very well. That's one thing I'm so meticulous of, especially myself. I was so alone, but I'm not scared to be alone because I have y'all. But baby, sometimes I was so scared because what if this significant other of yours will not like me for a certain reason, for a specific reason, like they misunderstood me or something. Yeah, I'm not being rude here, but it happens. So the sharing the love, and you shared me to your family in which I felt at home, and I never experienced this kind of love, and it's the opposite like I have that I have in the Philippines. And of course, we listen to each other's PLEA, which listen to each other's feelings, our problems. And of course, the very, very important thing that before we got married and before we get into the married life, we got our blessings from each of our family sides because you cannot get married with all your might.
Oh, I got from your family side too now.
What about? Can you be spilling the tea, please?
Yeah, her family already gave me blessing too. So we both got blessing from both sides of our families. So it's great.
So before anything else, what was my family talking about me, by the way?
They want me to take good care of you and keep you safe.
Okay, so did they said something about me as a Something about me. Did they say something about me?
Nothing rude or wrong.
But what?
They said look and keep you safe and always be there for Val.
Did okay? Because my family, I guess I hope my family did tell you that I am a very hardworking person.
Yeah, they did said that too.
In what way?
They did said and did on the phone that you're a very hard working person and you're very hard when you put your mind to it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Who talked to you, by the way, but my mom or my brother?
Your dad.
I guess my dad should have talked more about me. So what? I'm gonna have a rendezvous with that because I never heard it from my father anyway. So what my father talked about me anyway, besides those mentioned?
Well, that's all he said to me because for people who don't know, my fiance dad don't know that much English, but that is true.
So my brother talks to you.
Your dad do speak some English. That I'll be on it about.
My mom speaks some English too. But what is the best thing he described about me anyway?
It said that you were a brilliant and hardworking person. And you're very talented.
Seriously?
Yes. That first time you're hearing it, babe?
Yeah. I mean, so I didn't realize that you got a blessing from my family. And y'all didn't tell me before.
Well, I wanted to surprise you on live stream.
Really?
Yes.
I hope you recorded that at one point.
I did.
Where?
It in a file on my phone.
Receipt? Okay, show it because they might ask it. They might ask. Because there were
But
once...
didn't know I did clean out my Jane earlier with the file Jane.
So anyway, but yeah, so going back to the family closure, of course, many people outside his or her family will hate you, but not within your family and his family or her family side. The two families need to work together. That's number one. You need to work together as both families and a couple. Because the reason why y'all married with his or her family and her family, because y'all proclaim to them that y'all gonna be together forever for better or worse, in sickness and in health. I'm gonna tell you what is marriage to us in our experience. Marriage is something sacred.
No! I deleted it! Oh!
Oh my god.
I deleted the old... Oh!
But it's still in the messenger. You can find it.
Oh, that's going to take for hours.
But you can do the messenger anyway. Come on.
I'm not sure if it's the messenger because I do clean it out, but it do take for hours.
Where? Is this in this messenger?
No, I took it from messenger and put it in a file, and I deleted the file.
Oh my god.
That oof. That's going to be something we're probably going to watch bad grandkids later on down the line.
We ain't gonna go that far.
I know, that down the line.
That's down the line for now.
Maybe in our late 30s or early 30s, but not now.
No, tell me if you're old. Damn it, that would be... We're old enough then, because we're not mature much, just to be honest.
That's true.
I mean, getting to that family thing will take you maturity, because for both of us, to be honest, our relationship maturity is not that matured enough, but we're starting.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting to learn things first. We don't want to be rude, or we don't want to be too much optimistic, but for us, we need to work on our maturity, and we have to have personal growth for both of us as a couple, because we just want to be more humbled. That's it. And we still want to pursue our dreams first before that grandkids of your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot teach your grandkids without your experience flow in your body and in yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's so true right there.
That's what I've learned. I have a godson, but I'm not a mother of that godson. I'm just a godmother. I don't act like a mother to him, but I love this godson of mine. He's an angel to me, and that gave me the prom queen title last year. Woo! So
that right, babe. I remember that.
You know, um, before we get into that family side, we have to learn to grow, to mature. I have a heart of a child too, and you know that.
Hmm. Same with me.
And we need to establish ourselves first. Because if you don't know how to establish yourself, what more you have a family? If
Eh,
you don't have this, if you don't have this complete commitment, what more if you're married? If you share, if you don't know how to improve yourself, and a lot of things going on that you have to learn more. Okay, so yeah. Oh, why did you delete it? Oh my god.
I know. I know. I did not realize it. Why is it Ed?
But I think it's on the messenger still.
Yeah, but it'll go and take about an hour to two to find it.
You have to find it.
I will later on after the live stream.
Ugh, we're excited to do it, and then you broke it.
I know. Stuff like it does happen.
I know, but anyway, whew, yeah. As long as I'm going back to what I'm talking about, like your family members should have shouldn't have unintentional conflict because y'all gonna be together. Y'all gonna be a team. You're not the only one. You're not the only two of you will not be the only two who will be in this. It is your family and her and his family or his family will be on the team. Because they're gonna check up on you guys if you're okay or you needed help. That's the reason why y'all have a lot of people in attendance to your wedding. So yeah, to me marriage is something that I treasured, that I want to share my life with somebody special. The reason why I've been so meticulous on this, because I don't like to break someone's heart, and I don't want someone who could hurt me. But yeah, I didn't realize that about it. But if we gotta work together, if we can work on this in the diplomatic matter, it is nothing nervous about, and nothing bad to feel, but nothing bad to think about it. And marriage is something sacred if God is always in the center of your marriage. Because reasons why marriages are so fatal, because they have fatal vows. Their vows are fatal and it's not sincere.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to learn to say your vows in a sincere manner without faking it. You have to say what's on your heart. If you really want to cry, then do it. If you really wanna, if you really wanna be straightforward, be honest. I'm like, be honest. Like it's like you're talking to your loved one in private.
Mm-hmm.
Like how you feel to this person, how you feel to him or her. How do you feel when this person you've met in the first is your first impression this person? What was your first impression? What was your feeling? And what was your doubt? What? How you feel nervous or something? That's normal. I am nervous also. Especially this
Mm-hmm.
time of transition. I'm not gonna tell down the line, but I feel nervous. I was very doubt and anxious because this is a big step. But it's a teamwork, if we are harmonizing each other, then then it shouldn't be a problem. And of course, you have to learn opening up to other people, so they would know also, but not all the details. So it's like, hey, we're okay. Me and Dave are okay. My lovely fiance is fine. Blah blah blah. It's fine. That's better. That's okay. That's fine. And of course, um where I'm gonna stop. And of course, marriage has something to do with teamwork. Let's say you're listening, give and take. He or she treated you, and then you treated him or her back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If you refuse, then say it correctly. Say it nicely. You don't need to be upset. If feel something hurtful about it, then you have to tell it correctly, harmonized, and that will help you. That will help you get away from your dungeons of your soul. I know both of us has monsters in our hearts, in our minds, but our inner monsters is getting stronger It's a metaphor. Our monsters is getting stronger to be the best version of ourselves and to be the improved version of ourselves. Your excuse?
Sorry about that. It's a Pascal. Sorry.
Gosh, you're embarrassing. Kidding aside, but yeah. Why did I talk? Well, we talked about more on the family side because there will be your in-laws. Okay, of course. You don't that being married to someone doesn't mean you isolated from your friends. Please don't get it wrong.
We went into my fiance. She is right.
That's not the point, guys. It's a misunderstanding. Y'all need to get along with you. Share your loved one to your friends also, so they would know and they would give you support. Don't worry. Y'all gonna have. I mean, he has female coworkers, and I respect him because that's his job.
Mm-hmm.
That is nothing bad to think about.
Yep.
And I have male colleagues from the autism org that I've been part of for 4 years. And I have male choir members for friends and for professional reasons. I think that's nothing bad. And we'd open up each other about it, baby, right?
Yes, we did.
So, yeah. As long as it's not all over the place. You know? Anyway, so going back to the conflicts and setbacks and distractions. So the setbacks was we weren't able to open up. I mean, I wasn't able to open up frequently about us. It's because there are a lot of haters.
That's true.
There are a lot of gossips.
Yeah, that is true. But we don't let the haters get to us.
And our irreconcilable differences sometimes misunderstood us, but sometimes we study about it and we embrace it. So how about you? What was the setbacks and distractions during your relationship, by the way?
Well, setback was people who bullied me, the ones who faked being my friend.
Fake friends.
Mm-hmm. And then the ones who made fun of me. Those are the ones.
So myself is getting a lot of haters, getting a lot of blah blah judgments on us, especially they didn't understand each other. But I just want to keep moving forward because they have nothing to do with us anyway. But people who loved us, well, majority of people supported our relationship, and that's very special because they know that's a gift from God. And yeah, getting there, our plans right now is to prepare for a special day. We ain't gonna tell down the line.
You don't want to tell the date yet?
We ain't gonna tell the date yet.
It'll probably be next week. We'll probably tell the day.
Yeah.
It'll be next week. We'll tell you the day. It will be a surprise in that week video blog.
And actually, we're gonna myself, me and him, since he's at work, I'm gonna prepare for how to fix my hair. Especially, I'm gonna tell you what hairstyle I would do, but I'm gonna practice how to do my walk and practice the songs. And we're choosing the playlist for the wedding.
Yeah, we'll begin doing that tomorrow.
Yep, and of course, our plan right now is to. It's gonna spiritual aspects too, and of course, what necessary things he's gonna buy. He's gonna brand something special. I'm gonna look at it anyway. But yeah, But anyway, the last part actually, how we were conquered our fear during our relationship. What is your say?
We talk to each other and be honest to each other, and always look for the positive and write it through and keep on moving like the song keep on moving, don't look back.
Yeah, that's a nice song. But anyway, what the ways to conquer them is to look at the positive side and listen to what he said, what he or she said. That's what we learned. We listen to each other. We listen to each other's inner voices. Inner voice is really important, first and foremost. Yes. You have to make him feel beautiful on the inside sometimes.
I did it again, baby.
You're excused.
I'm starting to get the tacos are kicked. No, we both ate tacos.
I didn't eat tacos anyway.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, well. Well, I'm going to be gassing one tonight. we had actual tacos for dinner.
Yeah, I didn't have tacos, but I eat sandwich, and I ate some Reese's because it's fun.
I know.
Anyway, the conquer them to conquer them, we only reflect what's happy, what's best for both of us too, and we don't listen to what other people said, the negative sides of it. But of course, we will overcome a lot of problems, but especially the processes of the marriage related stuff, we're still moving forward, still moving forward. We want to show to them how independent we are. That's the most important.
Mm-hmm. That is so true.
And yeah, so we had a lot of discussions since this live stream. We break the record. So
Actually, the longest live stream I did was almost 8 hours long.
really,
Yeah, that was a PUBG live stream.
that's different. That's different. But Voice of Autism wise, that's the longest, right?
Actually, longest was 4 hours.
Voice of Autism?
Yeah, and that was for the the lunar eclipse back in 2019.
So that's a runner up. So I think that's not the longest ever. But yeah,
No, it did bring up there to one of them.
But this is the most personal live stream we ever done.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first one.
Yep, that's so true. It's a most personal one we did.
And we're getting into the deeper detail. How I feel right now being with you is surprising, special, and you make me feel good about myself. To be real, I have to be real. If not, I want to. You make me feel to be real.
Same here, babe. You make me feel special too, and you actually make me feel warm inside. And you make me blush. My cheeks are probably turning red.
What do you think of me?
I think you're a runnable person and you make me happy. You really do. And are my cheeks turning red?
Yep.
Oh,
it's all my costume in front of our parents.
Oh.
But I salute you as a frontliner, as an essential worker too. And that I don't compare it to my baby sister, but y'all have the same year of birth. But
1998.
Yep, but y'all, you reminded me of my sister, my youngest sister, but baby sister.
Josephine.
I mean, Josephine gave us a blessing too.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably Josephine Gomez is an opera singer, and she's my dear friend, by the way. And my baby sister's Jameline, who's same age as my fiance. But she's much older than him. Mm-hmm. But anyway,
my sister Mary, you're a couple months older than my sister Mary.
Yeah, I'm the oldest actually of the two sides of family. I'm still the oldest. Ooh.
You may be a twin, but you were the firstborn.
Yup. I made my twin brother cry. I love you, Tweenie. Tweenie didn't understand me, by the way. Mm-hmm. Thank you. But anyway, I'm looking forward for you to look at my father's video.
Yeah, I know.
Especially I'm his daughter. I want to look at it.
I know. I'm going to find it. If I can't find it, I'm going to ask him to make a new one.
When did you just record? When you just do this recording? Just now?
No, about a day ago.
You can still find it. It won't take an hour. It take 3 minutes to do, or actually 2 minutes to do so. So I insisted because I'm excited.
I know, but I'm going to have to find the video.
You're just impatient enough to find it.
I know, but I got so much stuff on there. They need to be pretty funny. Like Messenger, for people who don't know, I do have a Ralph Fainin group that I'm a part of, and
you can forward that dad's message that he gave you to me in my messenger anyway.
Okay, I can.
You can, because I really want to know. Because I miss my dad so much.
I know.
And what about my mom? Did he give you the message or just my dad?
Your dad did, but your mom sent a text message about giving the blessing.
Can you also forward that to me, please?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, anyway, what my message, okay, that would be on behalf of my mom and my dad. Okay, I'm gonna give first and foremost, we're gonna end this chapter of relationship, but we will start a new chapter, which is our we give back the blessing to our parents. So first and foremost, I would like to share my blessings to my parents. So first and foremost, I may not be able to look at your message on the messenger right now, but I'm happy. Even if we had a lot of rocky road relationship, I love you with all my heart, and I'm proud daughter of yours. I'm a proud autistic daughter of yours, even if y'all don't understand my autism and me, and you don't understand me. I understand you, both of you, mom and dad, with all my heart and all my might. And I think this kind of relationship that we've been through is a God gifted blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And for my father, thank you so much for the blessing that you gave to my fiance. And he motivated me to be the best version of myself and to give me a special motivation to him too. And I'm thankful for you, Dad, that you motivated him to be the best man that he could be. And to my mom, even if we fought a lot, I still love you. You're still my mom. And you always look out for me. Even if we misunderstood each other, I still want to make it up for. I want to show it to you. I don't need to prove it to you, but I want to show it all what I got for you to feel that I can be independent, I can be free to do whatever I want. Now that I made my promise to you, especially to both of you, especially to you, mom, that you want me to be with someone that I love and whom you gave blessing to, which is my fiance, sitting next to me right now. Don't worry, Ma. I was battling this anxious feeling now. I'll be honest. I was battling some anxious feelings while in the course of this relationship, but now I'm getting there to the moment that I'm already developing this relief, especially this big day, special day, the special moment is going on, it's coming. We will both working hard to move forward and to be an inspiration for every autism community. So what about you? What was your message to your parents?
Thank you, Mom, for always being there, even though we do butt heads a lot. You do support me, and you always look out for me. At sometimes we do understand each other, but we do get around to understanding. But thank you for always being there for me.
So what about your stepdad?
And stepdad, thank you for always being there for me too. I know we've been through it too, like Mama, but I understand you too.
And I give back my blessing to your family, and I'm being thankful that I'm here during the I'm here with you, especially in the long distance relationship, especially our relationship started virtually.
Mm-hmm.
I know some families like this would not be trusting that virtual relationship, but y'all came that to accept me as I am, the way I am. Y'all accepted me as a real me, and y'all make me feel comfortable to be myself. I know we misunderstood each other, and I was a little bit overwhelmed during that time. But now that I got here for the second time, I started to feel warmth, and I started to feel the essence of having a good family. And y'all gave me the motivation to get to know your son more and to expand my love and like stretching it to the big horizons for your son to motivate and work hard. And thank you for not judging me, especially I'm in a different country. I'm from a different country. I'm from a different culture. I also understand your culture, especially here in America. It's a different culture, and it was a very, very, very mind blowing experience that I came to one of the dream states that I'm gonna stay. One of the dream states, which is here in South Carolina.
I remember the first message you sent me was talk about walking along Charleston.
Anyway,
I remember that was for one of the first messages.
yo, broke my moment. Yeah, I'm like, you broke my moment to thank your parents for this. Anyway, to continue, there's this saying that if you love someone, you respect the home place and the hometown, which I did it to respect. I did respect your son's hometown by going here to Charleston
Ooh,
with honor and might, even if there are a lot of lapses going on during my first day here in Charleston, during my flight going there. Y'all motivated me to be the best and to be brave enough. And yeah. And anyway, and what was your message to my parents?
thank you for understanding and giving me chances. And thank you for letting me see Val. And I'm glad and happy. Thank you for everything. And I'm grateful. Thank you.
All right. So, oh, there's someone.
Oh, right here.
Thank you so much. But yeah, I was so really overwhelmed. Like,
We're reading the comments from the phone.
so what about? Have you thanked my parents, by the way?
Yes, I did.
Really? Is that it?
Oh, you went a little deeper with yours when it came to mine, but thank you, and I am really grateful. And thank you for giving multiple chances and always being there. Thank you. And everything. Like, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for everybody, including Val parents. But yeah. But yeah.
I'm very thankful to you, mom and dad. I mean, to your parents. I'm very happy that I shared my life with your son. Um, it is my duty to take care of him and protect him with all my heart, with all my might. And we're looking for each other. That's the best habit, which is Charleston's the holy city. And I guess Charleston was a calling for me. Going to Charleston was a calling for me too.
Mm-hmm.
I did it in the name of love. And you didn't realize that I came here without a warning.
I know. It was a surprise, and it kind of shocked me because, God, say it again. The week after you unblocked me, you came 2 weeks after you unblocked me.
No,
or not.
actually, the second time I go here, how you feeling when I got here the second time?
I was looking forward to it, excited, and everything. Like, I couldn't hold back my excitement. And I was cheerful, like.
And by the way, first and foremost, I'm happy that this takes us an hour and 45 minutes, but this is long enough. But yeah, we share honest sides of our relationship too, and yeah, so it's quite a long roller coaster.
I know.
But yeah, but what was our takeaways? By the way, so we said already our blessings. We said it. That's our takeaway. But
wow, it's 12:30 in the morning already.
I know. But yeah, we can break the record. The most personal live stream ever.
It is a personal live stream, but it's not the longest live stream. The longest live stream title go for the lunar eclipse live stream. That one hold the record.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was back when we were still moving around from out of the old house into the new house, and we had to stay with my grandma for a month.
Mm-hmm.
And crazy thing is that I did a couple live streams at my grandma's house for a month, and one long live stream that was a record breaker with that at my grandma when we had the lunar eclipse. I done live,
Yeah.
and that was from. Okay, for people who don't know, the lunar eclipse video was done from my phone.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
And I also would try to multitask with my tablet trying to take pictures. I still have them on here.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a crazy live stream. But yeah.
So any takeaway? Any last words?
Mm-hmm.
I think we don't have one anymore. We're running out of words now. But yeah, but
Oh.
anyway, surprises about our big plans. Big plans will be shortly in a couple of days. Don't worry.
Oh, also me and Bill articulous.
Yes, anyway, that's a fun. And pray for us. By the way, we need your prayers, your support, that this big moment will be running smoothly while in the pandemic. So
hey baby, get a
hey, dust mites. Dust mites.
Oh, that right.
I was allergic to dust mites.
Oh, sorry. We got bubble wrap.
I know. That's good for wrapping the mail. Anyway.
I actually wrapped your coffee mug in that.
Yeah.
Did you brought your coffee mug or?
I brought it back in the Philippines.
Oh, so it's back there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a sentimental memory.
Oh,
But anyway, dust mites.
oh sorry.
Dust mites everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, as of this moment, we continue to support each other by we give ourselves space, we give ourselves privacy, and much surprises regarding on that big moment, on the much awaited moment, will not be disclosed down the line. So just wait. Okay, just wait. Sweetest surprises are coming up in a good place, not now. So yeah, so what have we don't have any words anymore. So what do you want to? How do you end the live stream today?
Now I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I hope everybody having a great weekend, and I hope we enjoyed you, and I hope everybody had a good time.
Yeah.
I hope we had some giggles and stuff, and I hope everybody is looking forward to the next video for next week from when we do our video vlog. We'll tell the wedding day in next week's video. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.
Yay! Are you ready to end it?
There we go.